It just rips open that unhealed wound, brings up all that unresolved grief.
As hundreds of unmarked graves are uncovered at the sites of several former Canadian residential schools for Native Americans. Many are now calling for an investigation into similar sites that may exist here in the U.S.
Canada, Australia, and New Zealand all modeled boarding school systems after the US. The US was the leader in that.
Christine Dindisi McCleve is the CEO of the National Native American Boarding Schools Healing Coalition, based here in Minneapolis. The organization works to address the long-standing trauma associated with the boarding school policy.
Obviously, the news is very tragic and very sad, although we knew that there were unmarked graves in Canada and the United States.
Wednesday, more than 180 unmarked grave sites were found at one former site in Canada. This comes after hundreds of remains were found at two other residential schools, some as young as 3 years old.
The oral stories of our elders, of our survivors, and friends of our survivors have told us stories that knew these burials were here.
According to the National Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition, Native American children were removed from their homes and placed in boarding schools operated by the federal government and churches, where many suffered abuse and neglect. Last week, Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland announced a comprehensive review into federal boarding school policies nationwide. She addressed the recent news, saying, "I know that this process will be painful. It won't undo the heartbreak and loss we feel, but only by acknowledging the past can we work toward a future that we're all proud to embrace." Reporting in Minneapolis, Charmaine Nero, KARE 11 News.
The organization's now calling on Congress to pass the Truth and Healing Commission on Indian Boarding Schools Policies Act and is working closely with Senator Elizabeth Warren's office to reintroduce the bill this summer.